Iowa Hawkeyes, the no offense having, can't pass the ball, having just Iowa Hawkeyes, anemic offense. Iowa Hawkeyes go into Ames, Iowa to play at Jack Trice Stadium against their bitter in-state rivals, the Iowa State Cyclone. Sorry. Let's look into it. Iowa on offense, it's not much. Mark Gronowski transferred in from South Dakota. He's I mean, I don't know what to expect. He went 8 for 15, 44 yards and a touchdown. That's not good. He wasn't super efficient passing, not a high yardage total. That worries me. But Xavier Williams is great. He had 11 carries, 112 yards and a touchdown last week. Dude's a stud. You lose Caleb Williams, you pick up with Xavier Williams. I said Caleb Williams. I think I meant Caleb Johnson. Sorry. But moving on, they have an amazing offensive line. In my opinion, the two best players on their team are on the offensive line, and that is, Jennings Dunker and Logan Jones. I think they're the two best players on that team. Defensively, that pass rush is really good, man. Max Lewis. This name, I want you to look at it. It's very confusing. It's spelled Lewellyn. Lewin. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I'm just gonna say Max. He's really good though. He's been there for a while, and I think he's their best edge rusher, and that's saying a lot because they have a lot of good players. Their secondary, you know, I think they're good, but it's just they're not tested, and they haven't played together very long. What's it gonna be with them? Especially going against a team like Iowa State with a really good quarterback and really good weapons. They're good. Like I said, I think Iowa has a good secondary, but there are plays to be made against them. Can Rocco Beck do it? Only time will tell. But every level of this defense is good. That's really just the truth be told. That's how Iowa always is. Okay, Iowa State. Obviously, I mentioned Rocco Becht, and I mentioned those weapons. Dylan Lee, Brett Eskildsen, got it that time, baby. Chase Sowell, Xavier Townsend. Those are guys. And that backfield tandem in Abu Sama and Carson Hansen is just so good. But can the offensive line pass protect? Obviously, we've seen them run the ball. That offensive line can run block, but can they pass block? It was an issue against Kansas State, and we just saw Kansas State struggle mightily against North Dakota. Not North Dakota State, North Dakota. Defense for Iowa State. The secondary's improved. They looked a lot better against South Dakota. And, I understand the fact that it's South Dakota, but there's universal things that can show me improvement, and they did. They looked a lot better, and they're good up front. Dominique Orange, like I mentioned in the preview video of the Kansas State game, he's a guy. He's the leader up front, and they have some really good backers. Okay, looking at some of these matchups, can Iowa State pass the ball at all against Iowa? Or excuse me, can Iowa pass the ball at all against Iowa State's defense? What about this amazing offensive line against a really good defensive line for Iowa State? Who wins that battle? A good Iowa pass rush against a very spotty Iowa State O-line. If Iowa State wants to win this football game, that's where they do it. They get after Carson Becht, Rocco Becht, and they make him run around and make mistakes. That's how they get this game done. Also, Iowa State's weapons, are they too much? Are they too much to handle for Iowa? I guess we'll see. Time to get into the weeds. Iowa State is a minus 3.5 point favorite. Iowa State's minus 164 on the money line. Iowa is plus 36, or 136, excuse me. And the over-under is a whopping 42.5 points, of course. For Iowa, some offensive players. I already mentioned all of them that I have on here. Xavier Williams, Jennings Dunker, and Logan Jones. Two offensive linemen on my impact player for them. That should show you something. Iowa State, Rocco Becht, Carson Hansen, and Dylan Lee. Impact players on defense for Iowa. Max Llewellyn, I'm just going to say Llewellyn, coming off the edge. It's the guy I mentioned before, is really, really good. Aaron Graves, also really good. He's a D lineman. And then Xavier, this is a crazy last name, Nwankpa. It's really good free safety. Turn on the tape. It reminds me a lot of guys like Derwin James, who will come down and lay the boom, but are also really good in coverage, especially guarding the big guys at tight end. This kid can do that, and it's very comforting knowing how big Iowa State is at tight end. 6'7" and 6'6", some big guys. Defensively for Iowa State, Dominique Orange, like I mentioned before, the leader of that defensive line. Jontez Williams at cornerback and Jeremiah Cooper at strong safety. Those are some really good leaders in the backfield there. Okay, who's going to win? Well, I think it's going to be Iowa State in a low-scoring affair. I believe this game will be played with great defense, and I think Iowa State just makes a few more plays on offense. I think they need to score a few times. I don't think they need to score 40 points to win this game. I don't think they need to score 35 points, and I don't even know if they have to score 28 points. They might not even have to score 24 points to win this football game. So I think Iowa State's very capable of getting to 21 points, even against a really good defense. And I don't think Iowa can score with Iowa State. That's the long and short of it. I don't think they can hang with them. But defensively they can, which will keep them in this game and making this game close. It's a rivalry game. Of course it's going to be close. But Iowa State gets it done at home. The first team to win at home in this series in a mighty long time.